What's good, everybody? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm here with my partner Reoz. We're bringing you guys the Week 4 NFL Main Slate. Keep in mind, we do have a game at 9:30 Eastern Time, but that's being played in London. We don't have a pick. Either of us have a pick in that game, but either way, we're going to get to this Week 4 Main Slate. We're back here on PrizePicks as usual. If you want to sign up, use promo code Upstate. If you do sign up for your first time, they'll match your first deposit all the way up to $100. We're looking to have a really nice day after a bad Thursday night slate. I mean, the things that happened with Tua and a couple guys, just missed for us, unfortunately. But either way, we're gonna bounce back here with a solid Week 4 slate, and no better way than to hop over to our Patreon. We are absolutely smashing over there. Riaz, tell me about that.
Yeah, we're doing unbelievable things over on the Patreon. Unfortunately, it hasn't translated over here on YouTube as much as it has over on the Patreon. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/upstate. Everything will be linked in the description below, like we touched on last time. No matter when you sign up, you will get a full month. It is no longer the first of the month, but this is no better time to sign up than the first of the month. And if you want picks for the London game, you're definitely going to find it over on the Patreon. So those are where all of our picks are going to be for the London games, not only this week but in a couple weeks. And for Thursday, Monday, Sunday night, you're going to get plenty of picks between Dale and I. So I'm excited for Week 4.
Yeah, man, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to go with a pick here in rushing yards, and that's going to be Khalil Herbert. He's a guy that's probably going to be pretty popular on this slate, I believe. So he's a guy that's stepping in for an injured David Montgomery. Came into last game against Houston, 20 rushing attempts in that game, and he's going against this Giants team who's coming off a bad loss at home. Obviously, I didn't have high expectations for either of these teams this year, but Khalil Herbert can absolutely be, a monster when it comes to volume this season, as long as David Montgomery is out. So he's a guy picked up 20 attempts for 157 yards. Actually broke away a long one for 52 yards as well. He's been used a lot in the red zone so far this season too, and even in his small attempts. Early on in the season, the first game he got 9 and 4. He still ran for 45 and 38 yards. Obviously, he's got really good ability, and I guess the best thing about Khalil Herbert is that he's actually second in yards per attempt. He's actually just a couple yards, about a yard point three under DeAndre Swift, who leads the league in yards per attempt. So he's second in the league. So every time he's touching that ball, he's getting around 7.3 yards per attempt. So if he can see that volume of 20 here, he's absolutely going to smash that line. So
Without a doubt. And Khalil Herbert did what I wanted Montgomery to do last week. I was right, but I was wrong last week. But I'm going to go right back to rushing yards with J.K. Dobbins at 37 and a half. We saw him finally play his first game after coming off a pretty big injury last season in the off season. He didn't even play at all last year, which was pretty upsetting considering I have him everywhere. But J.K. Dobbins played 43% of snaps. He had seven rushing attempts for 23 yards, but he also played a pretty stout New England rush defense. I know the Bills are not much better, but I expect him to play right around 50, 55, maybe even 60% of snaps, and I am expecting him to get at least double digit rushing attempts here. He is by far the best running back on this team. I know Justice Hill has been playing very well in the absence of J.K. Dobbins, but this line is very low at 37 and a half. If he gets 10 carries and he breaks one of them off for more than 15 yards, I feel very confident with this line smashing here.
for sure, great pick. Dobbins is a guy that can do that and in a carry. So if the volume keeps continuing to grow week after week for him as he gets more healthy, this line should start to creep up as the weeks go on. So good value for J.K. Dobbins there. Next guy I want to get to is going to be Devontae Smith. He's going to be in the receiving yards. He's at 57 and a half. Really like him. I think this is a line that definitely can creep up as we get to the closer to the game. They're playing against Jacksonville right now. The game total is not the highest. I thought it was somewhere be in the 50s, but it's not. It's a little bit lower than that. However, I do think that it has a chance to sneakily, whenever I say the same word every week, somewhat sneaky shootout here in this game. Actually, obviously Jacksonville's coming off a really good win. Philadelphia's looking really good this season as they're 3-0. Jacksonville's looking to bring that to a halt and stop them here. Devontae Smith has actually just been a target monster so far this season, coming off 12 targets, 8 catches last game. Obviously, went ballistic, caught the touchdown as well. Deep balls, absolutely wicked good game. And then it goes against Minnesota, 7 for 7 for 80 yards. Obviously had the goose egg against Detroit, but I think this is going to be a really stellar season, a coming out party for Devontae Smith here against Jacksonville. And the thing is, you have to worry about AJ Brown on the other side. Jalen Hurts is throwing for 300 plus yards. He's been an absolutely good pocket passer this year. He's proven a lot of people wrong, and I think Devontae Smith, is going to go for 1,000 plus this season. At 57, I think it's too much value to pass up on someone in a game that definitely could shoot out.
Love the value for Devonta Smith. I think that's a really great pick. The last guy I want to talk about is over in the fantasy score with Austin Eckler. His line is sitting at 17 for his fantasy score. And this is somebody who I expected to have a very big year. He has just been struggling. He hasn't been out there as much as I would have hoped so far, but I think now that this Chargers team is sitting at 1-2, their offense looks pretty stagnant besides Justin Herbert throwing for 300 yards, and but they're still without Keenan Allen, which gives Austin Eckler a good little boost here. We only saw him rush. He only had 4 carries last week for 5 yards, which is pretty pitiful. But he did have 8 catches for 48 yards, and he just has not found the end zone. I love this matchup against Houston. They're pretty bad overall on the defensive end of the game. They give up a ton of rushing yards. I'm expecting Austin Eckler to really get some good run here. He hasn't played more than 63% of snaps. We've seen him hover around 50% of snaps. I know they're trying to keep him healthy, considering Justin Herbert's a little banged up. Uh, Keenan Allen is out, but they're going to need Austin Eckler if they're going to win some games. He seems like by far one of the better talents on this team. Definitely the best running back that they have. He's going to be super involved in the passing game as always. He's seen a ton of targets these past 2 weeks with 10 and 8. He just needs to get more touches on the ground. I don't expect him to get 4 again. I could see him probably getting 15 carries and just getting a lot of the workload. Unfortunately, Josh Kelly and Sony Michel has been taking over a good bit of his workload, but the PPR here on Prize Picks is huge for Austin Eckler. He's going to find the end zone. He is very due. He has not found the end zone so far this year, so this is a great matchup and a great line for Austin Eckler.
Yeah, even as a receiver, Reoz definitely has upside to smash this line. Like you said, he's due, man. As Austin Eckler, in a really good matchup here. This is about their first break in the schedule. I know Jacksonville on paper looks like it should be a break, but they're a tough team this year, so they're going against Houston. Get right spot for Austin Eckler. Love the pick, man. That's going to be our 4 picks here. Khalil Herbert over his rushing yards, Dobbins over rushing, Devontae Smith over receiving, and Austin Eckler over 17 fantasy score. We're looking to smash this week. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We're just hit 3,000 subs. We're on the road to 4,000 now. We just started the road, so long journey. Thank you guys for sticking with us so far. Like the video, drop a comment down below. If there's a pick on this board that we didn't talk about and you want to discuss it, definitely drop a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.